Hey, what's up, guys? Uh, I was thinking about, telling a story from my just a schizophrenic experience. Uh, I wrote it down. I was actually thinking about writing some down because I don't want to forget these stories, and they impacted my life so heavily that it's taken me close to 2 to 3 years, almost 3 years, about 2.5 years to really finally begin to get over this. And I, it's affected my life so much that so heavily that I couldn't even continue to work or do anything. And all I would think about is what happened to me every single day. Every waking hour from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, I would be reliving these thoughts over and over again. And just crippling my day to day life entirely. Uh, it was kind of traumatic and traumatizing, and I think about it almost every other day now. Now I can safely say that I don't think about it every single day of my life, but it after 3 years. But and I'm glad I can have a little bit of peace of mind. But let me just I wrote it down, so I'm gonna read it off my phone. This is a true story that had happened to me. It's on Google Doc. One sec. But and just let me know down in the comments if you watch this video what you think, and if you have a similar experience, let me know how it's affected you and everything down in the comments, and I'll get to them. All right. All right, I'm reading this off my phone. This is a true story that happened to me. I was a bouncer at Riley's bar. I stumbled upon a dangerous plot brewing among two bartenders, Crystal and Ashley. As I eavesdropped on their conversation, my blood ran cold when I realized they were plotting to send gang members to my doorstep. At the end of the night, we were done cleaning up, and they were counting the money from the registers. They gave me my tip out. Moments later, I said nothing about what I had overheard, my heart pounding. I hurried home and shared the frightening news with my roommate, Kiba. The weight of the threat left me pacing in my room, my mind consumed with how I would defend myself. As a Brazilian jiu-jitsu grappler with a couple years of experience, I felt a small glimmer of hope that I could take on any attacker. But what if there were more than one, I thought. What if they were armed? In a moment of desperation, I remembered the shotguns my daddy had passed down to me. Thoughts consumed me as I envisioned myself manning the barrels, defending my home at all costs. In the wee hours of the night, a knock rattled at my front door. My heart pounding, I peered through the peephole and made out a silhouette of a man fitting the description Crystal had given. I braced myself for the worst as I retreated down the hall and looked around the corner and pointed the gun at the door, not answering and waiting for gunshots through the door as I would retaliate with a 12 gauge slug. Those shots never came, and when I peeped through the hole again, the man was gone. My second roommate comes out of the room. I'm standing there holding the gun, scared, and he quickly becomes scared himself, not knowing what my intentions were. Uh, I have a handful of stories like that where You know, I'm doing stupid things. I'm thinking crazy thoughts, and I'm being delusional. And I think I have to defend myself or my family or my friends, or I think something big is going on. And I have to, like, I have, I have to do something. Like, I can't just stop by. Like, I have to be a hero. Like, I am a hero. And I even thought I was a superhero. I was the chosen one. Um, in retrospect, that it is obvious that I was delusional, but now that I'm medicated, but it seems so real to me. It was completely my reality, and it's kind of scary what the brain can do, what it can do to you. Even you think you can trust yourself. So it's given me problems of constantly doubting what is real and what is not real, and the relationships, even with my friends and family, like what are relationships really amount to, and if I can rely upon them, and worrying about looking stupid in conversation because I might be responding to things that have not been actually said. Um, and it's hard. And I think I've lost friends that way, either through doubting it or through just not responding well in conversation, and they just get distant and separate themselves from me. I've lost jobs. I've lost like 15 jobs over the span of less than 5 years. I've lost over 15 jobs, and I just thought about I might write a book. Like I've written 7 pages. Um, I don't know if I have a whole book in me. Like I don't know if I have like 200 pages or something like that. Like if I stretched it out and I stretched it out and put a lot of detail in, maybe. But if I just told all the juicy parts, then I couldn't get that many. Like I think I have a story that's just not common, and I remember all my experience. I don't black out or anything. I remember everything from my altered perspective, and maybe that would be interesting to somebody. I try to tell my friends what had happened to me and what I'm going through, but they just don't always seem interested, and then I don't want to bog them down with all my stories. Like I just want to tell someone like out in the ether, like someone out there just to know my stories and what had happened to me. Like I passed down like this what had happened to me story. Like it's impacted me so much that I feel like I have to get that story out there. And just so someone can understand what I went through and what people like me with schizophrenia go through. So I might write a book. I've written 7 pages, but I don't know if I'm consistent enough to write a book. I'll try to write a book. It'll probably be years before it ever came out, but I'm just writing a little at a time just to see, but yeah. But if you have anything to add or your experience or anything to add down in the comments, I'd like to see it, but I might come out with more pages and what I've written, and more stuff about schizophrenia, which I'm a sufferer of, and more stories and experiences that I've been through. But yeah. All right, guys.